Greetings, fantasy geeks. Here are your predictions for the ones who didn't think I would do it. They are here. I'm a busy man, but they are here. So here we go. Let's start with Week 1 predictions for the 2008 4th and 1 Fantasy Football League. We're going to go with the Helmeted Retards versus the Brawling Irish, and this is, in my opinion, a pretty even matchup across the board. But I think this basically is going to come down to number 1 receivers and number 1 tight ends, and the Retards are better than the Irish. I look for Randy Moss and Dallas Clark to both have huge games. My prediction, Retards 96, Brawling Irish 88. Prediction number 2, the Bombers versus the Dark Knights. Every week is basically a matchup of playmakers, and who's better? That's always the question. The Knights have made a big trade with the Fear to get Michael Turner, which should bolster their running back depth, which overall helps their team. The Bombers don't really have a lethal backfield either, but they're formidable nonetheless. But I think Tom Brady and T.O. are just too much for the Bombers to deal with. Dark Knights 98, Bombers 80. The Fightin' Possums versus the Freak Show. To me, this matchup is going to come down to how well Reggie Bush and Calvin Johnson do. Johnson is poised for a breakout year, and Bush needs to find his A-game this week, but I don't see Johnson breaking out just quite yet. He will break out this year, but not in the first game. I can't see Bush coming through this year. I don't think he's going to amount to much as a running back. Jamal Lewis is a better number 2, and the Freak Show have a gem in Santonio Holmes. I think depth is going to prove to be too much for the Possums. Freak Show 102, Possums 95. Wolfpack versus Trojan Horse. Let me say this first. The Wolfpack lack a good to great number 2 wideout. However, they are stacked at running back. But Trojan Horse is starting a rookie at their number 2 running back position in Darren McFadden, a number 1 receiver in Ocho Cinco who is injured, but he's going to play through it, a number 2 receiver who's coming off major knee surgery, and he's old enough to get a subscription to the AARP magazine. However, if those has-beens come through and McFadden plays half as well as Peterson did, this team is going to be very, very dangerous. But I think the Trojan Horse will beat the Wolfpack this week, 99-83. The Regulators versus the Steel Runners. The Regulators will be without their number 2 wide receiver, Brandon Marshall, due to suspension. Willie Parker will get his yards, no doubt, but I think my grandma scored more touchdowns than he did last year, and last I looked, she doesn't play football. I look for that trend to continue basically this year. You're looking at T.J. Hushmanzada, Larry Fitzgerald, Frank Gore, and Brandon Jacobs as your 2 running backs and 2 best starting receivers for the Steel Runners. Steel Runners handled this one easily, 93-82 over the Regulators. The Thundercats versus the Fort Wayne Fear. This is going to be an interesting matchup. The Thundercats have a number 2 back in Selvin Young, who's unproven. The Fear have a rookie number 2 running back in Kevin Smith, unproven as well. No one knows how either will play, but the Fear did make a great move in trading after the draft was over, trading to get Antonio Gates from the Dark Knights. But he's still not 100% yet. I like the big play power of Tony Romo and Steven Jackson of the Fear, but the Thundercats do have Marion Barber and Reggie Wayne. Nothing to scoff at. Call me crazy, but the Fear should go and win this game, but this is going to be my upset special of the week. The Fear won't win because Gates is not going to play the whole game. He's not ready yet. Thundercats 88, Fear 87. Good luck to all the teams this week, and wish everyone well. And Saturday, remember, go Irish.